Hello again, everyone. So now we're going to continue on talking about those descriptive verbs that we started talking on your study guide, right? So there we asked you to do this first part here on page 22. You had to look for the meaning of these verbs here and also their simple past and past participle forms. So let's first check the verbs and their past and past participle forms, right? So in the first one we have the verb smash, which is a regular verb, so it's pretty easy, remember? So it's smashed and smashed. Then we have the verb rage, right? Which is also a regular verb. So raged and raged. Then we have the verb dive, which is also a regular verb. So dived and dived. Then we have flee, and flee is past. It's past, simple past, and past participle are fled. Then we have the verb strike, which the simple past is struck and the past participle is also struck. Then the verb demolished. The verb demolish, which is in the past demolished and also in the participle demolished as well. Then we have the verb grab, which becomes grabbed. Grabbed, and the verb scream, which is also a regular verb. My keyboard's not nice today. Screamed. All right. So let's check if the forms are correct. Well done, guys. Okay. So let's just take a look at the meaning of each of those verbs, right? So to smash something is to cause something to break noisily, right? With lots of noise into a lot of small pieces. You know when a glass of water falls on the floor and it smashes, right? That's the way. To rage, right, is to happen in a strong or violent way. Okay, so when something goes like rah, and then we have to do something in a rage or raging, right? Then to dive is to jump into water, right? Especially when you have your head and arms going first. So you know when swimmers like Michael Phelps or something, they dive when they jump into pools, right? To flee is to escape by running away, especially because of a dangerous situation. So you see fire, then you flee because you need to run away really fast. To strike is to hit or attack someone or something forcefully or violently, right? So when you have to push someone very strongly because of a situation, you're trying to help the person, you need to strike the person. To demolish, right, is to, well, just like in Portuguese, is to destroy something very, very to the end, right? So when you demolish something, it becomes zero, right? And it breaks into thousands of pieces. To grab something is to take a hold of something very fast, you know? So, for example, you have to run because the bus is coming, so you grab your things and then you go out of the door, right? And to scream, well, is to say something really loud, you know, when we want to call someone's attention or when we need help, for example, right? So why do we talk about descriptive verbs here? Because sometimes we tend to use the same verbs all the time. But if we know a little difference between the very small details into one verb and the other, for example, to smash and break. Break is a very common verb, and we know that to break something is very simple to imagine. But is break exactly the same as smash? Which one do you think is stronger, right? Smash is much stronger. Smash gives this idea of something breaking into very small pieces, really destroyed, right? So that's what we that's why it's important to know different verbs and the different small details from one verb to another, so that we can give our stories, we can make our stories more lively. They become more creative. The person who is reading our text or listening to us gets clear and much detailed ideas. All right? Very good. So now, to practice a little bit about these verbs here, I want you to do exercise number 2. So in this exercise, you have to replace the underlined words with words from exercise 1. So we have verbs here in the sentences, and we need to replace the verbs with the verbs from exercise 1. And of course, you need to change the form if necessary. You need to check what is the tense of the sentence. So we have one example here. 0. He picked up a rock and broke the windshield of the car. That's what happened here. This is the windshield of a car, and the rock broke the windshield. But can we change break for something different, something that gives more details? So something with more details. Yes, we can. We can use the verb smash in this case. So let's check this sentence with me. He picked up a rock and smashed the windshield of the car, right? So again, you have to look at the verbs here. So you have the verbs escaped, burned, shouting, tore down, quickly took, hit, and jumped, right? So using these verbs here from the last exercise, complete these ones here. So pause the video now and do this activity, okay? Good. So let's check which are the verbs that we can replace in the sentence. So here we have: the thief stole a motorcycle and escaped. So which from these verbs here has the idea of escape? Flee, right? But how is flee in its past form? It's fled. Very good. Now 2. The fires had burned for days, and no one knew how to stop them. So they had burned for days, like really, really strong. So the fires had raged for days. 3. When I got there, I heard somebody shouting for help, which is the verb that gives this idea of shouting, to scream. So when I got there, I heard somebody screaming. Then 4. They tore down the houses to make space for new stores. So what did they do? If they tore down, they destroyed. They demolished. Demolished the houses. 5. The man quickly took my wallet from me and ran away. Which one is to take something really quickly? Grab, right? So the man grabbed. Then we have in 6, the car lost control and hit another vehicle. So what is the verb close to hit? Is to strike, right? So, and it struck another vehicle. And 7, he took off his coat and jumped into the water. So, he took off his coat and he dived into the water. So, let's check our answers over here. Very good. So again, smashed, fled, raged, screaming, demolished, grabbed, struck, and dived. Well done, guys. So we will be back again very soon. Okay? See you.